Chambali Chronicles, The Adventures of Moses Kaputula, Season 1, Episode 6.
Moses Kaputula sat on the edge of his bed, the weight of the world pressing down on his shoulders. The dim light from the single bulb hanging from the ceiling cast long shadows on the walls of his small room. He hadn't slept well in weeks, not since the kidnapping of his two boys. Though they were now safe, the trauma lingered, etching worry lines deeper into his face. Moses glanced around his room, cluttered with the remnants of a life turned upside down. He had been contemplating his options, knowing that his current situation was unsustainable. The thought of reconciling with his former girlfriend, Pauline, was out of the question, especially after his actions had led to the imprisonment of her brother Mannix. That bridge was burned beyond repair. Option 2, renting a house nearer to Chisicone Market, seemed logical. It would put him closer to the bustling heart of Kitwe and potentially boost his income. But the thought of distancing himself from his tightly knit family gnawed at him. His father and 3 siblings were his support system, especially after his boy's ordeal. Option 3, moving back to Chamboli Market, was the least appealing financially. Chamboli wasn't as lucrative as Chisicone, but it offered stability and proximity to his family and church. Moses sighed deeply, his thoughts swirling in a maelstrom of uncertainty. Just then, his phone buzzed, pulling him out of his reverie. It was a message from his younger brother, Peter. "Brother, we need to talk. There's been an incident." Moses' heart skipped a beat. Without a second thought, he grabbed his jacket and rushed out the door, his mind racing with possibilities. The streets of Kitwe seemed unusually quiet as he made his way to his father's house, his anxiety mounting with each step. When he arrived, he found his family gathered in the living room, their faces etched with concern. Peter stood up, his expression grim. "Moses, there's been a fire at Chisicone Market." The words hit Moses like a sledgehammer. "A fire? How bad is it?" Peter shook his head. "It's bad. Many stalls have been destroyed, including yours." Moses sank into a chair, his mind reeling. The market was his livelihood, his hope for a better future. "Is anyone hurt?" "Thankfully, no," Peter replied. "But the market is in chaos. It will take months to rebuild, and even then, business might never be the same." Moses buried his face in his hands. The fire had forced his hand, making the decision he had been dreading unavoidable. Chisicone Market, the bustling center of commerce that promised a better income, was no longer an option. His father, an elderly man with a kind yet weathered face, placed a hand on his shoulder. "Moses, we will get through this together. You know you always have a place here with us." Moses looked up, his eyes meeting his father's. The warmth and support he saw there gave him a sliver of hope. "I know, Father, but what will we do? I can't rely on you and my siblings forever." Peter spoke up. "There's always Chamboli Market. It's not as profitable, but it's stable. You can start there again, close to home and family." Moses nodded slowly, the pieces falling into place. Moving back to Chamboli Market would mean a reduction in income, but it also meant staying close to his loved ones. He thought of his boys, their need for stability and family support paramount after their traumatic experience. "I think you're right, Peter," Moses said, his voice steadying. "Chamboli Market it is. We'll rebuild from there." His family nodded in agreement, their collective support a balm to his troubled mind. Moses felt a sense of calm wash over him, the decision made. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but with his family by his side, he felt ready to face the challenges ahead. The following morning, Moses set out for Chamboli Market. The familiar sights and sounds brought a wave of nostalgia. It had been years since he'd last traded here, but the sense of community was strong. He found a vacant stall near the entrance and set to work, cleaning and arranging his goods. As the days passed, Moses settled into his new routine. Business was slow but steady. The customers here were loyal, appreciating his presence and the quality of his products. The proximity to his family allowed him to spend more time with his boys, helping them heal from their ordeal. One Sunday after church, as Moses walked home with his father, he felt a sense of peace. "Father, I think this is where I'm meant to be," he said, looking around at the familiar streets of Chamboli. His father smiled. "Home is where the heart is, Moses. and our hearts are here with you." Moses nodded, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. The crisis that had forced his hand had also brought clarity. Chamboli Market was not just a place to trade, it was a place to rebuild, to reconnect, and to find healing. With his family by his side, Moses knew he could face any challenge that came his way.